All right, so we're back in the saddle here, and we're just about to approach the station here at Dorion. We've got a couple of things as we approach it. There obviously was a siding here at Dorion, but there's actually another feature as well. Let me just pause and check my GPS. Okay, so I'm gonna show you this. So in addition to the siding, which starts very shortly, the grade is going to start to widen out. There's a grouse, look, right in the top of right in the road. There she goes. I think we saw this same grouse this morning, because there was one right in this spot here. Anyway, so in addition to the siding that was here, there was also a spur, and I'm going to show you this in a second here. So here you could start to see, I think right here is where the siding starts. Start to see it start to widen out a little bit. I do apologize with the sun coming out here, and now we're going to get shadows and things like that. So right here, I think this is the spur here. I think this is the spur, because it was on the north side of the grade, and you can kind of see this little elevated area here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little clip from CN profile map, and you'll be able to see the siding on one side, and you'll be able to see the spur on the north side of the grade. Okay, so let's continue working our way along here. I really wish that cloud would have hung around. It's actually not too bad. The sun is really low on the horizon, but still getting some shadows and things like that. Again, so here you can see the siding. We're going to talk a little bit more about Dorion once we get just up ahead here. So here you can really see it widening out. Again, looks like that spur is right beside us here on that side. So here you can see the siding very well defined. You can say bounce through the indentations from the ties here. Yeah, so you can see there's something right there. It's not super well defined, but it kind of looks like you see something there. Okay, let's zip up ahead here. You can see the tamaracks, and their needles are all yellow. Again, the siding on the south side of the grade. So here is where I believe the station here at Dorion was located. So Dorion was a major station. It was roughly halfway in between Nipigon, which is to the east, and Port Arthur, which is to the west. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you a little snippet from topographic map, and you'll actually be able to see the symbol for the station being shown on, there's a road crossing right up there. It's basically being shown on the east side of the road crossing. Okay, so in here you can see kind of there's this open area. And if you go on my website, so if you click on the link in the description, you'll be able to see a picture, I believe, of the station here at Dorion. And so over here, an indication of the fact that we do have a station, we actually have a well. So I'm guessing this was the well that provided water for the station. You can see it is basically fairly large. It's probably about a 4-foot diameter series of concrete pipes or sections that have been sort of inserted. And we'll make our way back over to the grade here. Okay, so let's resume our journey. So again, I'm guessing the station had to be in this vicinity somewhere here. It's not marked. There's nothing marked on my CN profile map. But again, passenger service on this line was discontinued in 1956. Okay, so maybe, well, but just before we approach here, what I'm going to do is going to show you a series of timetables. I forgot to talk about the station here. Let me get out my cheater notes here. Okay, so this was again original station on the line, probably put in here because of the station that probably already existed on the Canadian Pacific. Canadian Pacific line is just to the north of us over there. There was a couple trains we already heard this morning. It did have again a station. There was a water tank. We're gonna go take a look again. I've looked to see if I could find that water tank. Cannot find it. The water tank was removed, I believe, in 1938. The siding was the use of the siding here was discontinued prior to 1991. Hopefully the dog's not rolling in something. And Dorion remained a station on the line up until the line was discontinued in 2005. So what I'm going to do here, just as we're about to cross the road here, I'm going to show you a series of timetables. Okay, so let's carefully make our way across the road. So this is Maple Drive, and that's Alder Lane here in Dorion. And so we'll hop across the road here, and then here somewhere there's supposed to be, this really sucks with the sun out. Let's zoom in here. There's supposed to be a flanger sign, and I'm not quite sure what it's up with the flanger sign here, because, oh, there's the flanger sign. The flanger sign for the crossing maybe had something to do with the siding or something, because usually the flanger sign for the crossing would have been on that side of the grade. So I'm not quite sure what's going on here. So here you can see the pole for the sign, and then there's the there's the sign itself, kind of backlit. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're just going to pause for a moment, and we're just continue to plug our way through the siding here at Dorion. Okay, so we're back on the bike here, and we're just going to continue working our way through the siding here. There's here you can see the location of the siding. So again, this was pulled up or at least taken out of service prior to 1991. Don't know if we can feel any of the indentations from the ties on here. Lots of big anthills. Okay, So let's keep our eyes open, because there's a bunch of stuff to take a look at here as we kind of get towards the western end of the siding. You can see in some of these areas here we get closer to residences and properties and things like that. Not only did Dorion have a station, but there was also a section house, and there were some other facilities located here. And again, I've looked around on several occasions and haven't been able to sort of come up with much. Seems like a lot of the vestiges of those things have disappeared. Again, you can see the siding here on the south side. All right, so here, so what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to flash up the CN profile map again, and so you can kind of see some of the stuff. There's supposed to be the bunkhouse, section house, bunch of things in this area here. Okay, so somewhere here was supposed to be a bunkhouse. And there is kind of like this little area here where it's kind of pushed out, right? Because there's a kind of a creek that runs in behind there. And you can see some debris and some garbage in here. Somebody's bike. Anybody need a bike? So you can kind of see that here. So this sort of pushed out area. Right in through here. Man, these things are terrible. And there's yet more over here. So you can see more stuff here, and here you can actually see there's a, saw this last year, there's a metal rod sticking out of the ground. And here you can see there's a different type of soil. I don't know what this rod's connected to. Again, there's supposed to be a water tank around here. Haven't been able to see that. So you can see the bottom end of the telegraph pole. Piece of tie here. And so over here was supposed to be where the section house was located. Again, I believe it was just a wood frame section house, so there's not going to be really any traces of anything. I think it was somewhere in this area right here, because there is this ditch beside the grade, and right here you actually have kind of like this little spot here where you're kind of crossing over this ditch. So I want to say it was probably somewhere in this vicinity here or over here somewhere. Again, you can see it very well illustrated on the CN profile map, so I'll flash that up again. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to go a little bit further past everything here at Dorion here, and the bush you can see over there. There's You can see there's buckets or plastic buckets, probably lubricant or something. So here you can see the siding starts to come to an end. And again, the station here at Dorion remained right up until the line was discontinued. But the siding disappeared well before that. Just trying to keep my eyes open, see if I see a flanger sign or something for the siding. And also trying to keep my eyes open to see if we can see the water tank. The water tank had to be somewhere close to the section house. You know, that was generally the location of them. You know, you wanted them kind of in the vicinity of that. So here there's a little creek and there's a culvert, and the milepost on there is 150. So milepost 150 is supposed to be around here as well, but there's absolutely no trace of that either. Okay, so this is where we are going to conclude our hike for today. There is a fairly large culvert down here. Unfortunately, there's no, that I can see of, there's no milepost marker, so we don't quite know where we are. Obviously, we're just past milepost 150. Okay, and so here the grade continues that way to the south. Kind of goes through sort of a quiet section, eventually getting down to the next section on the line, which is Ancliffe. So hopefully you've enjoyed today's exploration and all the kind of things that we've been able to see. A bridge crossing, lots of telegraph poles, remains of the station here at Dorion. And so we are going to be redoing this section here. We've done it already before, but we're going to be redoing it probably next spring. So in the meantime, thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for more explorations.